Hello BMW fans, I'm Raf, and I'm here at Irvine BMW picking up this stuff. Oil and filter. So, it's my first time working on the F36 chassis that you're about to see now. A brand new, with 1,700 and something miles, 440i. It's 440i, still has the dealer plates on it. It just ticked over the 1,700 mile mark. 1,732. And what I've learned is the hood release on these, it's like your old school hood. You know, you have to go up and find the latch underneath. I'll show you, but nothing happens. So if you pull that on the freeway, I'm guessing the smart BMW computers will say it won't let you come and do this by accident. So second pull releases the catch, and we got the engine. So besides the jack and jack stands or wooden blocks like I use, you're going to need a 1/4-inch driver for this 8mm socket, a flat blade screwdriver, a special BMW, I want to call this a 32mm. I'll put a link to working parts where you can get this. A wobble extension, 3-inch. This is a 3/8 ratchet with a flexible head. A 1/2 inch, and that's a 17mm. This is for the drain plug itself. And a pick tool. And of course, you know, filter, purchased at the dealer. And then 0 W30 twin power turbo. This is the new OEM oil. The car, according to the book, is 6 quarts and something. So I got 7 plus an extra one. So my normal technique is not gonna work. Not without scraping the chin on this car. So what I'm going to try to do instead is lift the car at each of the 4 corners. Well, let's get a couple blocks into the front and see. We'll go from there. I'm going to start on the passenger side here. These are the factory BMW jack points. Onto the driver's side. Now I should have enough clearance to get the jack. Well, there's a couple ways to attack it. Let's see if I can. I feel like I can make it under there. This would be all I would need to lift. If not, I can go to the central jack point, which I'm hoping this car still has. Nope, not here. Yeah, I worked on this car's predecessor, and they had an exposed frame rail here. Bit of movie magic time right now. I think another day when I have time, I'll see if I can go about completely, maybe even today, disassembling the under tray. you know, the aerodynamic plastic under tray that's on these cars. I'd really like to see if there's I'm pretty sure there is, like the engine cross member. It's usually the cross member that goes right between the oil pan. Now I'm just going off of what I've seen on previous vehicles, but yeah, there's no real way to be sure without taking it off. My gut says that this has got to have a solid piece of metal under it, but so now with the catch cans underneath, along with the drip pan, we're able to so all there is to removing this are these 4 grommets, is what I'll call them. So you got 1 and 2. I'll show you the points where they attach. 1 here, 2 here, 3, and 4. And our filter itself is here. This one's a 430. Look where the oil filter is on the M4. Oh, it's so easy. It's a lot like the older cars. Get a better view of filter. It's the canister type, so it's just the housing that you can see. Yeah, that's where this comes in. Let's see if it's even the right type. There's the adapter. Yep, it's pretty snug. So number 2132 engine oil filter wrench. There'll be a link to this. I got it off of Pelican Parts. And that's all it is. Okay, now we're taking my regular flat screwdriver and going just down the middle of the car. This should be familiar to people who worked on older BMWs. This is exactly the same way. Little flappy door. That's not exactly the same way. Well, good news, the engine block is no longer scalding. Let go. That's interesting. So in the interest of not breaking the flappy door, I'm going to take all of these, hopefully 8mm, yes they are, 8mm screws, and I'm going to keep them in order, hopefully. They're usually all the same except for maybe 2. That one's the same. We've got the nice bruises on the plastic to show me where they go. Point, I've taken everything from behind the power steering rack out except for one. That should be just, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more. I don't think the balance is attached. I should choose. Last screw. Let's see how much shit I get in my eye. Go. So this is the flappy door that I'm worried about. We're debating whether it goes up or down. Which one's the damn drain plug? You got the starter here. Let's be clear, this is a B58 engine. This is a 2018 model. So you got the, I just recognize this piece. This is the oil level sensor. So between the oil level sensor, which is that little connector on it, and the solenoid on the starter, right here. And hey, maybe red stuff will start coming out. It'll be transmission fluid, and I'll say bad words. You always can loosen it. I'm not gonna say taste it, but you can get an idea what the fluid is before you let it out. Let it drip a little. That looks like engine oil to me. Stop scalding my hand. Let's see if we can do this. I don't know where the crush ring is, but hopefully it's still attached up there. So while we boringly let that drain, go up top on this machine, and so this car is very well sealed. I was just trying to force this open a few minutes ago, and there's enough suction on it. If you listen. Yeah, I usually don't open this because I don't like being scalded so much with the hot oil. But anyway, open that up to make it faster to drain, and let's get focused on. I've figured out that I can get onto there with a flexing ratchet. Oh, that is slow and tedious. Let's see if there's another way. Is that when we take this out, it will dribble oil. It's not going to dribble it up. It's going to dribble it into this corner here. So that's where I'm trying to wad paper towels to keep this brand new engine clean. I'm going to grab some more and keep wadding them in. Okay, I've got a wobble extension on there. That seems to be doing the trick. So most of the oil's drained out. There's just a little bit of a drip coming down. Should be able to get this off by hand. What I am going to do is be more patient than I normally would be, just because the canister is in such a strange, hard to get to place. Let it hopefully drip down into the crankcase. Well, I hear a little more of a drip. So I'm gonna let that drain for a little bit. So let's see if it comes out. First, I'm gonna take this off because this would be no fun to drop. Alright, filters out. Don't see any metal flake in there. We did see just a little. That's a metal speck. Again, with engines, I'm sure BMW, like every other manufacturer, they're making their engines tighter and tighter tolerances. with less variance between, one connecting rod and the next. So, but nonetheless, if anybody asks me when you should change your oil, I say as soon as your break-in period's through. Ooh, that's a big one. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but it's a big metal flake. So next thing to do is pop the O-rings on. Show you this metal. There it is. Little piece of bearing or connecting rod, something. Maybe some piston. So in the oil filter kit, you're going to have the filter itself, and then a new crush ring and a new canister O-ring. Get this off. There's usually a little indent. Nope. Anyway, hook in with your pick tool, pull up, take your new ring, make sure it's seated. Anyway, I normally would go and pre-fill these filters, but I'm thinking about it, and the way that this engine's set up, I might just soak a little bit of oil on the outside. But this is directional. You can see one end is just regular circle, the others, it's a circle with these indents. These indents happen to match those, so if you try to put it in backwards, it falls out. Not very convenient. If you try to put it in the right way, there you go. Almost idiot-proof. Being nice to brand new engines. I do this on my Porsche, I did this on the old BMW, I did it to the GMC. Prevent a few seconds of no oil pressure. And that same oil that you're using, take a ring and so we're just working on the back of the engine here to get the filter on. I'm used to having aluminum housings. This one's just black, so I can't really see if it's got any contaminants on it, but nonetheless, we'll give it a wipe. A brand new clean rag. And we pop the new canister in. Okay, that's seated properly. And looks good. It's caught. Me just not knowing this engine, I'm gonna back it off, try it again. Oh yeah, that's plenty of turns. That is on correct. That's as tight as I can do it by hand. At this point, run my fingers along the edge to make sure I'm not pinching any towel. Place the adapter on. On this whole oil change, this is probably what worried me the most. And almost there. Okay, now that this is tight, let's see exactly how dirty I got these rags. They weren't perfectly clean when I put them in here. Let's change the oil on the truck first. Yeah, I wouldn't call these, utterly filthy. Just minor drip. Not bad at all. So I'm just give this one last wipe down. Thank you to the engineer that gave these wires that slack to run backwards. That's what made it easy to get to the housing. Alright, so brand new crush ring and the old drain plug. It is very important that you change these every time according to the BMW manual, because when you tighten it, these are torque to yield washers, or gasket, as I guess I've even heard in some manuals. But anyway, these little copper crush rings, they deform every time you torque it to spec. Good. Oh shit. Okay, so turn it sideways, jam it right there. Alright, now to install the car's underwear again. Under tray. Yeah, we still don't know what the heck that's supposed to do. This is my first time installing this, so I'm not going to torque anything down really tight. I'm going to try to get some screws in on each of the sides first, so we can loosely fit it. It's happened to me before where you torque down all the back ones and you come up, you don't have enough flex to get the front ones on. Okay, that's those. Alright, now the front ones is where I had a little trouble. Yeah, that's what I was saying, the bumper. I thought it was like a splitter, but no, it's just the bumper itself. Touch that. Alright, the rest I'm really not going to film. Just got to put them all back. At this point, just going to put we've got 6 quarts in it. Gonna lower the car and then check the level. The level of the engine oil. remember, there's the 4 pegs. So, 1, the rest of the components, 2, 3, and I'll show you this one around this way, 4. It's critical not to leave this loose. So I've heard of the stories where, I think it's mostly for metal, but if your knock sensor gets to hear this metal clanking around, it could retard some of that timing. So, like I said, I don't think it's super critical for plastic, but anyway, the 4 points are 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one is here. So press those down, and then we just gotta get this car off these blocks and check the oil with the instrument cluster. There's no dipstick on this engine. Alright, last step. Well, we can't really check the oil level. We ended up putting in 6 quarts, but we can reset the computer before taking it out on the short drive. So what you do is press the start-stop button. Start-stop button without pressing the brake. So you get a screen like this. Touch your trip computer button here. Turn the light on. This little button here. Press, and I'll turn the light off to get the best view of the screen, which is the important part. Press and hold. You'll see the trip reset, and then you'll get a message showing you whatever you happen to have. The owner of the vehicle requested that I not reset it, but you just cycle through. Let's reset something that doesn't really require anything, like the brake fluid. That we can do, but it even says reset impossible. Engine oil, reset possible. Press and hold, go through, wait till the message comes up, press, 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 and once you get to the setting that you want to reset, the service indicator, press and hold, reset impossible. Yep, you guys get the idea. So oil temperature is past the 160 mark. You go to vehicle status and to the oil level setting. So with the 6 quarts and the approximately 200 milliliters that we added, we are at
let this car go, because this car has no stuff. That car's probably like getting what's next. That's as fast as you're going. Like, that's too loud. What was that, 80?
This is how much I paid for 8 quarts of oil and the filter kit. So what we're about to do is lift the vehicle. Remember, well, right now I'm in a BMW M4. I'm at the dealership. Set the parking brake and make sure the transmission is in, well, I can't show you really here, but it says park. Put it in park, and if by some chance you have a manual car, first or reverse. That'll keep the wheels from rolling were the parking brake to fail.